Hey, you made it.
Sorry for the hammer texting.
Oh, no, it's good. I'm glad you did because
I just hope I'm the only person that's happening to.
I hope so too. And I just went in and changed everything yesterday for all the meetings coming up starting on Monday that I think will be a better solution. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one step at a time. We're doing great just being here.
Yeah, every day is different.
Yep. I gotta change my name on this thing. That's no fun. How you doing, Brooke?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Hanging in. Can't believe it's Friday again already.
I know. I'm losing track of days.
For sure. Good morning, Dan.
Dan's hiding, just doing handstands.
Yeah, probably. I just was trying to check out locations. Yeah. Okay. Sit on the cushion still, see you. So. Oh. Yeah. Good morning, Rachel. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Brooke, how are you?
Doing well. See, your dog's ready for some down dogs back there. Good morning, Kristen. Hey, James and Sarah. Good morning. Gilbert. Good morning, Gilbert.
So,
say hello to Miss Brooke.
hi, Miss Brooke.
Good morning.
So we can
Oh.
we love you.
Well, I'm so glad to see you this morning.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Got just another minute or two. I already did. Well, she wasn't. I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah. Got some more people popping up. Give everybody one more minute. Check in, get settled. Okay. Good morning, Liz. Yeah. All righty. Well, it is 9 o'clock. I was wondering if anybody was going to set up outside. It looks beautiful out there. Good for you, Liz. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, a little brisk, but nice. There we go. I'm muted.
You'll get warm pretty quick.
Oh, yes.
All righty. I've been enjoying a lot of outside practices lately. It's nice. All right. Well, good morning to everyone that I haven't said good morning to. I think I've gotten everyone in this morning. If you all can hear me okay, will you just give me a thumbs up or a wave just so I know? Fantastic. Hi. My name is Brooke. I am the studio manager for Small World Yoga, and I teach there and usually teach at middle schools when I'm able to be out and about. And today I have Lily as my daughter. She's going to be demoing or being my student on the mat, just in case, like when we get to the YouTube side of this, it's sometimes not easy for people to follow along. So if you get lost or anything, she's here to kind of help us. But what I'd love for you all to do is to come into child's pose so we can get started, get grounded on your mat. And I don't know how long you all have been awake this morning, but just some really good long wake up first thing in the morning breath. So full body inhale, expand through your lungs, broaden your chest, and let everything out. Long, loud exhale. Breathe in, fill all the way up, and empty everything out. One more time, all the way in, fill your lungs, and empty out. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Place your left hand on top of your right, and then shoot your left hip straight back to the back corner of your mat. Excuse me. Lengthen through the side ribs on your left side. And now come back to center, and then take it over to the other side of your mat. Put your right palm on top of your left. Breathe in and empty out. One more time, fill up and empty. And come back to center. Walk your hands a little bit further forward, really lengthen through your spine, come up to your fingertips. Activate this child's pose, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and stretch your heels to the floor, maybe one heel and then the other. Notice what your body is like this morning. And begin this conversation with what it feels like today, not in comparison to what it might feel like later or what it felt like yesterday. This body that you're in right now, wherever you are, And then lift high up onto your tiptoes. Bend your knees just a little. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Yeah, lengthen through your tailbone. And now tiptoe your feet to your thumbs, ragdoll top of your mat. And give yourself a generous bend. It's early this morning. Hamstrings are probably not super flexible just yet. Yeah, you can sway from side to side or just, place your hands even on the mat if that feels better. And pull the pit of your belly up and in just to get engaged in your core. We're keeping your core engaged throughout this whole practice. One more round of breath. Release your arms, lift halfway. So place your palms on your shins, get long in your spine. Reach the crown of your head forward towards the top of your mat. Take one more breath. Fold. Extended mountain. Press through your feet, lift your fingertips high towards the ceiling. Bring your hands to your heart. And we'll begin practice with one long, loud Om together. Breathe in. Inhale, extended mountain. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back, high plank. Yeah, and stay in high plank for a moment and then really dial in this high plank. So your shoulders are stacked right over your elbows, right over your wrists. Yeah, lift your hips in line with your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. Looks really good. Take one more inhale. Come forward on your tiptoes, lower down halfway, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Pull your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Downward facing dog. Lift up. 5 rounds of breath. Three more. Last 2. One more inhale. Empty the air. Step your feet to the top of your mat. Half lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Reach up. Fold. Halfway lift. Step back, low plank. So right into chaturanga. Hug your elbows in. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Breath out. Your ujjayi breath, which is in and out through your nose. Cultivate the heat. You will build heat in this practice, even though there aren't any heat panels above you. If you turn on this mindful, victorious breath. 2 more times. Fill up. Empty out. 1 more breath in. Empty. Step or jump, top of your mat. Half lift, forward fold, extended mountain. Fold, half lift, low plank. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Fill up, empty. 2 more times. Press your tailbone towards the back wall. Last breath in, empty, step your feet to your thumbs. Half lift, forward fold, rise, extended mountain. Fold, half lift, low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. 3 rounds of breath. And then turn the inner elbows like towards the front of your mat. So broaden through your shoulders. Yeah, that's it, Sarah. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step your feet to your thumbs. Last sun A, half lift, fold, extended mountain. Fold. Halfway lift, low plank, upward facing, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Fill up, empty. Last big inhale, come up to your toes, bend your knees, jump forward. Half lift, fold, chair pose. Squeeze your inner thighs in toward one another. And then bring your awareness to your pelvis. So the front of your pelvis lifts, your tailbone descends down towards your mat. I had a teacher really focus on that the other day, and I mean to tell you, my quads were on fire in a really good way. Yeah, 2 more breaths. Fill up, empty out. 1 more big breath, fold. Halfway lift, low plank. Up dog, down dog. Take warrior 1, step your right foot to your right hand. Yeah, and you've got a few breaths. And again, like bring your awareness to your pelvis. Tip the front of your pelvis up, press your tailbone down towards your mat. Now this gives you some access to fire up both quads and stack your right knee over your right ankle. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more breaths. Fill up, empty. Inhale, reach high. Hands to your mat. Step back, flow through. Low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. Warrior 1, left foot. Press down firmly through both feet, the ball mounds of both feet, the center of both heels. Yeah, really, really nice. So the outside of your left knee, press it towards the pinky side edge of your left foot. Yeah, really good. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more breaths. Fill up, empty. 1 more big breath. Hands to the mat. Step back, flow through. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Take a giant breath in, empty out. 4 more breaths. Yeah, Kristen, go for the handstand hops. Ignite your practice. Take whatever modifications you all see that you want to try on. Take 1 more big inhale. Empty out. Jump your feet to your thumbs. Half lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Sit really low. Fold. Halfway lift. Low plank. Upward facing, breathe in, downward facing, let it go. Warrior 1, right foot, press down, just 1 breath, lift up, hands to the mat, flow low. Upward facing, downward facing. Warrior 1, left foot, press down to lift your ribs to the ceiling, hands to the mat, flow through. Up dog, down dog. Breath in, breath out. 3 more breaths. Last inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, jump forward. Half lift, fold, chair. Fold. Half lift, low plank. Upward facing, downward facing. Warrior 1, right foot. Land and lift, hands to the mat, flow low. Up dog, down dog. Left foot, warrior one. And flow through. Upward facing, downward facing. Just 3 breaths this time. Fill up, empty out. 2 more times. Nice, Gilbert. Big breath in, empty out, jump to your thumbs. Half lift, forward fold, chair. Fold, lift, flow. Up, down, warrior one, right foot. Flow low, hands to your mat. Upward facing. Yeah, keep your elbows pulled in those chaturangas. Left side, warrior one. Yeah, you all know where you're going. Downward facing dog. One more sun bee together just to make sure you're warm. Looks like you are, Sarah. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more times. Fill up. Empty. Inhale, lift to your toes. Bend your knees. Jump. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Fold. Half lift. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take warrior one, right and left. Your breath, your movement, your space, your practice. Yeah, really nice work. Keeping the integrity of the pose begins in the core, so hug everything in to radiate out. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take a giant breath in, open your mouth, let off some steam, let it go. Lift your right heel up towards the sky or your ceiling. You can stay right here in 3-point down dog or flip your dog. Bring your right foot over. Yeah, and then right away, both feet face 12 o'clock, straight back towards the back of your mat. Lift your right hip point up toward the ceiling. Yeah, Lily's got her full wheel. Hug your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Take one more big breath. Unflip, high plank. Side plank on the right. Yeah, ensure that you're stacking your joints just to keep them protected. Your shoulder over your wrist, just a tiny little bend in your elbow really gets into the muscles of your arms. Yeah, beautiful, Kimberly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Oh, go for it, Dan. Hug it in and kick it out. Take one more big breath. High to low plank. Flow through. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Lift your left heel. Bend your knee, open your hip, and then flip your dog the other way. Yeah, see how lightly you can land? And then hug your inner thighs in together. Spiral them up toward the ceiling. This hugging in gives you room to express out. Hi, Peter. I see you. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more giant breath. Unflip. Side plank. Stack on your left palm, left elbow, left shoulder. And then lift your right hip 3 more inches toward the ceiling. Yeah, really good. Maybe you can float your top leg. Yeah, nice, Rachel. Hug your belly button in, still lifting your pelvic bone forward and up. Take one more big breath. High to low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. High crescent lunge. Step your right foot in between your hands. Yeah, and then take a moment. Like, do you feel stable on your feet? Press down through the ball mound of both feet. And then bring your left heel directly over your left toes. Yeah, you guys have got it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, twist over your right thigh. Yeah, fire up your hamstrings, especially the one on your left leg. Like lift the left hamstring up toward the ceiling. And if you find that you're resting your belly on your thigh, can you lift a little more, like engage through your core, hug your shoulder blades in towards your spine. 2 more breaths, fill up and twist. 1 more breath, stay for the exhale, open up, warrior 2, big breath in, extended side angle, breathe out. Yeah, so yeah, you've got it. Your elbow can rest on your right thigh, or you can take your fingertips down towards the mat, press your right arm into your right shin. So good. So we've got a few minutes here. If you have a variation and you want to try on a half bind or a full bind, I see some birds of paradise flying outside. Nice, Sarah. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's okay to bounce around and fall out. Just see where you are today. Yeah, Kristen. Press down through both feet. Everyone come back to extended side angle. Lift your left fingertips high toward the ceiling. Hands to the mat. Step back. Flow through. Upward facing. Downward facing. High crescent, left foot in between your hands. Yeah, take a moment, anchor down through both feet. Lift your side ribs up toward the ceiling. Bring your hands to your heart, twist over your left thigh. Yeah, and really, again, press the outer edge of your left thigh towards the pinky toe edge of your left foot. And then from there, like stack your shoulders, pull your left shoulder back towards the, or that's actually your right shoulder. Yeah, your right shoulder towards the side wall. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 more big breath, biggest twist. Open up, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Yeah, just get right into it. And without hesitation, if you're taking a variation, go for it right here. Yeah, cause your own practice. Your choices in your practice. Take 2 more big breaths. Last one in. Empty out. Hands to the mat. Step back. Flow all the way through. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take a giant breath in. Breathe out. And then walk your feet about halfway up your mat. Bring your feet together, knees out wide. Set up for some leapfrog hops. Yeah, stack your hips over your shoulders. Take 5 of these. Yeah, use your breath. Lift your hips up over your shoulders. There you go, Dan. Yeah, just getting some energy into your practice, building your heat. And after you've done your 5 or so, jump your feet in between your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Yeah, strong in your foundation. So press down through the ball mounds of both feet, the center of both heels. Lift and spread all 10 toes. And bring your awareness up to your pelvis. Lift the points of your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Extend your tailbone down towards your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Twist over your right thigh. Yeah, keeping the foundation strong. Can you find length in your spine? Crown of your head stretches forward, tailbone back. Yeah, really good. Breathe in. Stay for your breath out. And side crow is there if you want to try it on. We have 3 more breaths. Last big inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Let it go. Fingers to toes, forward fold. So separate your feet at least hip distance, or you can take a wider stance. Hook your peace fingers around your big toes. And be active through your arms. So pull your elbows to the sides of the mat. Yeah, that's it. And just scan your body. Are you still holding any tension in your neck, in between your eyes, in your shoulders? Let it go. And come back to your mat. If you have let your mind wander somewhere else, just call it back. All right, release your toes, walk your feet back together, lift halfway, lengthen your spine, fold, chair. Powerful seat. Spin your inner thighs up toward the ceiling. Hug your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Bring your hands to your heart, twist left. Yeah, and drop your booties like below your heart. That's it, Jordan. Breathe in, sit low. And now fly. If you have a side crow you want to take on, try it out. See what happens. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. It's okay. It's just for play. Yeah, and if you're staying in chair, squeeze in, sit low, take 2 more breaths, fill up, empty out, 1 more breath, and fold forward. Palms to toes. Yeah, we got a little extra time in that one, didn't we? Yeah, so stand on your hands. Draw your hip bones over your ankles, like a little more forward in the ball mounds of your feet. Your hamstrings are a little more warm now, so more straight in your legs. Drop your head. And shake your head yes and no. Who the heck knows? And then release your hands up from under your feet. Crow pose. Yeah, your variation of crow. Maybe it's 1 toe on the mat. Maybe you take it into a handstand or a headstand. Maybe you stay in a deep squat. Lots of options. It begins in the center, like hug your core in, hug your knees in. Yeah, really beautiful, Vanessa. Take another 2 breaths wherever you are. Last big breath in, high to low plank. Step back, jump back. Nice, James. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Lift your right heel up to the ceiling. Bring your right knee to your right elbow. Press it back. 1 more time, right knee, right elbow. Press back. Hug your knee into your chest. Step it through, high crescent. And now really press down through all 4 corners of your right foot. And then come into eagle. Wrap your left leg over your right. Yeah, left arm wraps under. And maybe that was a disaster. Who cares? Just trying something on, trying a different transition. Set your drishti right away. Focus on that one spot that's not moving. Yeah, calm your mind with your focused eye. Yeah, and I like the variation. If you don't quite have the wrap, Micah's just holding onto both shoulders like a big bear hug. Take 1 more breath. Lift up, lift your left knee up towards your chest. Breathe in. Airplane, kick back. And lift the back of your left thigh up toward the ceiling. Your left heel traces towards the back wall. Hug your shoulder blades in. Fill up. Empty out. 2 more breaths. Breath. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Half moon. Take your right hand down. If you have a block, that's a great place for a block, or use a water bottle. It totally looks like you're using PETA, Liz. I can't really tell. Yeah, and lift your left hip up toward the ceiling. Go for Chapasana. Grab your left ankle. 2 more breaths. Press down to lift up and fold forward. You got it. Halfway lift. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left heel up toward the ceiling. Hug in. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. Kick back. Left knee, left elbow. Touch. Kick back. Hug your left knee into your chest. Step it through. High crescent. And now you know where we're going. Press down through your left foot. Take a big breath in. Lift your right foot over. Eagle. Wrap up. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, press down through all 4 corners of your left foot. Flex your right toes towards your shin. So you're active in both legs, like they're both working here, not just the one that you're standing on. Hug your shoulder blades in. Sit your hips 3 more inches down. That's nice, Hearns. Last big inhale. Lift your right knee towards your chest. Kick back, airplane pose. And bring your awareness to the inner thighs, like spiral your inner thighs in toward one another. From that hugging in, can you now express your right heel out, point your right toes down towards your mat. You got it for 2 more breaths. Half moon. Left hand down. Right arm up. Yeah, and then where are you looking? Like, you can look at your side wall, or maybe you can travel your eye gaze up to your right thumb. Where your eye goes, your energy flows. Lift up and out of your right shoulder. 1 more giant breath. Fold forward. Half lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Lift all the way up. Tree pose. Yeah, whichever side, right foot. And I'll be honest, this is one pose that I realize I rely a lot on sweat to make this pose happen. I've noticed that through my home practice, where I usually use the grip of the sweat on the inside of my thigh, and it's just been a lot harder for me to really engage. Press the right heel in, the left thigh back in towards your right heel. Use my muscles more than my environment. Yeah, you guys are doing awesome. You must not have that issue. Switch sides. Yeah, variations all over the place. So really bring your awareness now to your hips again. Lift the front of your pelvis up. The tailbone descends. lift the pit of your belly up and in. 2 more breaths. Extended mountain, lift high, look up toward the ceiling, toward the sky, fold forward. Halfway lift, low plank, upward facing, downward facing. Triangle, right foot, step it all the way up to your right thumb. And now your right hand can either be on a block or you can have it on your shin or outside your right shin. Work on your core strength by just, lifting your right fingertips a little bit off of the floor. Press your right hip up toward the ceiling. Take 2 more breaths, fill up, empty. Last breath. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Pivot your right toes in the same direction as your left toes and then fold over your wide leg straddle. Give yourself a little bitty bend in your knees. And if you have a tripod headstand in your practice, you can try that on. So good. Let the crown of your head hang heavy. And then slowly, if you've gotten upside down, bring your feet back to the earth. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to standing. And then take your left toes, point them back towards the back edge of your mat. Triangle to the back of the mat. Yeah, hug the pit of your belly up and in. And then take your right hip up, press it towards the right side of your mat. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, lift your right fingertips straight up toward the ceiling. Eye gaze can follow your right thumb. 2 more times, breathe in, breathe out. 1 more, inhale. Come all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. You can take a arm variation if you want to hold opposite wrists or elbows behind your back. If you have a towel, you can use a towel for a little extra distance. And be mindful not to lock out your knees. So really put a little bend in your knee. Okay. Yeah. Shake your head, yes, no. Bring your hands to your hips, come all the way up. Take pyramid on the right. So step your left foot up and out. And fold over your right shin. Lead with your collarbone. You keep the length in your spine, more so than just rounding over your right thigh. Yeah, that's it. Press your right hip back. So you want to feel this all the way through the right IT band, your right hamstring. Take a big breath in, breath out, twisting triangle. Take your right fingertips up toward the ceiling, the sky. Yeah, pull your right shoulder towards the side wall. Take 2 more breaths. Fill up. Empty. One more big breath. Hands down to the mat and just reverse your feet. So step your left foot forward, right foot back. You can come up to standing and then fold over your left shin. Yeah, press down through both feet and lift your hips up and out of your femur bones. One more big breath. Twisting triangle. Right hand stays down. Left arm lifts up. Left shoulder blade opens up. Breathe in. Twist. One more breath. Hands to the mat. Step back. High plank. And then lower all the way down to your belly. Locust. One locust this morning. Yeah, Jordan's already all lifted up. Lift up, lift your thighs off the mat. Hug your shoulder blades back towards your spine. Take one more big breath, lift, and lower down. Floor bow, bend your knees, reach for your ankles. Hug your thighs in towards one another, and then lift up. Lift your heart up off the mat. Press your thighs back, press your shins back. Lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Upward facing dog. Plant your palms. Lift your thighs up off the mat. Press through the tops of both feet. Camel. Come to your knees. Yeah, this is Lily's favorite. Yeah, lift up. Lift the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. And then begin to trace your eye gaze up across the ceiling. Look back towards your back wall. And maybe that's as far as you go. Maybe you can go back further and reach for your ankles. Yeah, wherever you are, like really dial into your core, protect your low back, fill up, open your mouth, empty the air. One more time, breathe in, make some noise, let it go. Oh, I can hear you from here, Dan. And come all the way back up. And set your hips back on your heels. And then make your way into bridge pose on your back. And set this up like you want to be able to just barely graze the back of your heels with your pointer or your longest finger, your middle finger. Yeah. And then lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Walk your shoulders in underneath your back. You can clasp fingers. Press your chest towards your back wall for 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Okay, here we go. 6 wheels, all of them, Friday morning. Press your hands into the mat up by your ears. Press your feet down, lift up for 3. So good. 2, oh my gosh, everyone is up. 1, lower down. Take a breath in. You guys are here for each other. I see you, Peter. Come on back up. Number 2, press down, lift high. He's giving you all fist bumps from where he is. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Take a breath in. Let it all out. Lift your hips. Yeah, 3, hug your thighs in together. 2, that's it, Peter. 1, lower. Take a breath in. Let it all out. Number 4, press down, lift high. 3, 2, 1, lower. All right, number 5, you got it. Press down, lift up. So good. 1 more breath. Lower down. All right, last one, best one right here. Hug in, hug everything in. Press your hands down, press your feet down, rise on up for 5. Yeah, you can lift a leg, get silly. 4, 3, nice, Sarah. 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Such great work. Supta Baddha Konasana. Neutralize your spine. Press your whole spine down onto your mat. Happy baby. Hold on to the outsides of both feet. And roll around. Take up the space that you've created for your practice right here. And then release your feet. Feet straight up toward the ceiling. Drop your right leg 45 degrees, hands behind your head. Just for scissor legs, we'll do 5 on each side. So lift your chest towards your left thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs straight up. Take your hands down by your sides. Drop your feet 30 degrees. Drop them another 30. Tap them on the mat. Lift your shoulders, look at your toes, and then come all the way back up. One more time, just like that. Take your feet down 30 degrees. Lower them another 30. Tap the mat, lift your shoulders, look at your toes, and then come all the way back up. Bend your knees, yogi bicycles right here. Extend your right leg, yeah, just opposite. You know what yogi bicycles are. Take your elbows. What I want you to do is keep your knees in line with your hips. So take your elbows to your knees, not your knees to your elbows. Yeah, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High boat, rock up. Yep, squeeze everything in. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Low boat. Last bit right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug everything in. So good. Rock and roll forward and back. And make your way into half pigeon on the right. Yeah, and so your right shin doesn't have to be perfectly square with the top edge of your mat. But draw your right foot towards your left hand, yeah. And then begin to fold over. And you can prop your head up on a pillow or a block. And notice whether you're still here in your practice or if you have like let your thoughts swirl off into other areas, into other things. I've noticed, I was on the phone yesterday talking to Dan actually, talking about like all of the thoughts and all of the distractions that I have been allowing to interrupt my daily life. Like I used to think other people were my distractions, and now I know it's just me. I interrupt myself all the time. And so the reminder to just breathe, come back to the present moment. What are you doing right now? You're in half pigeon because you chose to get up and move your body and join a group of people that want to do the same thing, want to be here for each other. You're part of this community, even though you're in your own home. And that's an amazing thing. Switch sides, half pigeon on the left. Yeah, and you can do it on your back if that's better for if one side's different than the other. You can do reclined half pigeon. Yeah, just wherever you are. Recommit to your practice, even here towards the end. Being able to continue to practice amidst all that's going on is such a gift. You know, it's one thing to walk into a studio and feel like you're around all these other people, and you know, there's a tendency to be concerned for looking good around other people. And now you're in your home and you've got all sorts of other distractions around you, kids, animals, just your stuff. And can you let all of that go and just be in this shape? No concern for looking good, just what does it feel like in your body right now? All right, come all the way back up. I'm gonna move into frog because it's Friday, and who doesn't want a frog on a Friday? And I can't really hear you yelling or fussing at me, so let's just do it. Oh, I can hear Lily yelling and fussing at me. Yeah, so bring your knees out wide. And I always say, just think about right angles. So your shins directly out, down from your knees. Flex your toes towards your shins. And your hips in line with your knees. So really come forward just a little. I know. I get it. Yeah. And where do your thoughts go right here? Can you just come back to your breath? Long, slow, full body breath in. And empty it out. When you breathe in deep and slow, it calms the nervous system. Your body is capable of so much. Your mind gets in the way more often than you realize. Just take about 30 more seconds. All right, however you want to get out of your frog, fall forward, bring your feet to touch behind you, whatever works for you. Take your feet out in front of you, come to a seat, seated forward fold. You can bounce your knees up and down if you need to kind of get the blood flow back in. And then press your heels straight forward, flex your toes towards your face, lift your arms, and then take your chest towards your toes. Long spine. Breathe in, fold forward. 2 more times, fill up, lengthen your spine. 1 more time. Reverse table. Plant your feet and your hands back by your hips. And then lift your hips up toward the ceiling. Drop your head. Take a giant breath in. Open your mouth. Let it all out. One more time. Fill up. Open your mouth. Stick out your tongue. Let it go. Fish. Fish pose. So if you don't have a block, you want to prop yourself up on your elbows. You can scoot your hips back over your hands. Like really get your hands up under your butt. Yeah, scoot your hips back. Further, further. And now drop your head back. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, Jordan. Hug your elbows in. So your heart is the highest point in your body right here. And if you want to stay in fish, stay in fish. If you want to take an inversion, you have shoulder stand as an option, waterfall. You all have lots of wall space if you want to take your legs up a wall. Yeah, lots of options. The dogs think it's playtime up there. And just trust the process of rejuvenation right here. All the work that you've done for this whole hour, let it all settle into your bones right now, into your muscles. And from shoulder stand, if that's where you are, come into plow. And then into deaf yogi. Hug your knees around your ears or into your temples. And then slowly let everything come all the way back down to the mat. Take your right knee, hug it in for supine twist. Drop it over to the left side of your mat. And then come back to center. Switch sides. Give your left knee a good squeeze. Drop it over to the right. And back to center. Stretch your legs out long. Take a giant breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it all go. Savasana. I'll mind the time. You let everything else just go. Nothing to hold on to, nothing to do, nowhere to be. And begin to deepen your breath. Bring life back into your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. And then hug your knees into your chest. You can roll off to the right side or just come straight up into an easy seat. Bring your hands to your heart. We'll seal this practice in one more time with one more Om. Take a full breath in. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. The light in me honors and appreciates the light in each and every one of you. May we all be happy and well and free. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm trying to figure out how to unmute everybody. And I do it all one at a time. Is that it? I really am so grateful that you all showed up on your mat and joined our practice this morning. I need to put the link up. There's a link for either Venmo or Kindful. If you want to donate, we'd greatly appreciate it. Nothing that you have to do, but it does help us keep our classes going, keep our staff going. And we have a 4:30 restorative class this afternoon. Sarah Blizzard is leading that. So if you want to take a slower flow, then that's on tap for this afternoon. The link is either on our Facebook page or you can also register on our Mind Body. And I'm trying to think about who is teaching tomorrow morning. We have a 9 a.m. I'm looking right now on my cheat sheet.
Enan at 9.
Enan at 9. Fantastic. Yes. So thank you all. Anybody have any questions or anything you want to add? You're welcome to jump in here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thanks, Peter. So glad to see you.
Miss you guys.
Miss you too.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye, James.
Bye.
Peter, that beard's growing in.
Oh,
It's turning into a mountain man in quarantine.
I've seen a lot of beards over the last few days.
It looked awesome in the picture
Not for
from
Dad Baker.
Music City Yoga Fest.
Like
Yeah.
the light running through it. It was great.
Yes, that is true.
Hey, Micah. Whoop, there she goes. Good to see you.
You too.
Vanessa, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so glad to have you.
It was
It's
a
good to see
pleasure.
you guys.
Thank you. I
Bye.
needed
Oh, awesome.
that. Bye.
Bye.